There are 5 simple movements that can quietly predict your future. Not just how fit you are today, but how long you're actually going to live. These aren't complicated fitness assessments. You don't need a gym, a trainer, or expensive equipment. Every single one of these can be done right now, in your living room, in under a minute. And yet, researchers have found that these 5 simple tests can predict your risk of heart disease and early death more accurately than something as familiar as your blood pressure. They catch problems long before most doctors ever would. Here's what's alarming. A huge number of people fail at least one of these tests, especially after the age of 50. And if you fail even one, it's a sign that your body is already aging faster than you realize, sometimes years before you'd ever notice symptoms. So today, we're going through all 5 tests. I'll save the most important one for last. And after each one, I'll show you exactly what to do if your score comes back low, so you can start turning things around today. Let's start with test number 1, the one-leg balance test. This might be the single most powerful aging test that exists. Here's why. Your ability to balance on one leg declines faster than almost any other physical measure as you age. Faster than strength. Faster than speed. Faster than general mobility. That makes it one of the earliest and most sensitive warning signs your body can give you. There was a major study that followed more than 1,700 people, all over the age of 50. The researchers found something startling. People who couldn't hold a one-leg stance for just 10 seconds had a 4-fold higher risk of death within the next decade. 4 times higher risk from a test that takes 10 seconds. So let's check yours right now. Stand tall, hands on your hips, feet together. Lift one foot about 6 inches off the floor. Keep your eyes looking straight ahead and start counting. If you held steady for 10 seconds or more, that's a great sign for your age. But if you wobbled, if your foot touched down early, or if you lost your balance before 10 seconds, your body just gave you an important piece of feedback. Here's why balance matters so much. It isn't controlled by one system. It's controlled by your muscles, your nervous system, your eyes, and your inner ear, all working together and constantly communicating with your brain. So, when balance starts to slip, it usually means multiple systems are aging faster than they should, not just your legs. The good news is, this is fixable, and you can start today. Step 1. Begin with basic single-leg stands. Hold onto a counter or a sturdy chair for support. Lift one foot off the ground, balance for 10 to 30 seconds, then switch legs. As it gets easier, reduce how much you're holding on, or bring your feet closer together to make it harder. Step 2. Add variety to how you stand. Try standing heel to toe. Try standing with your feet touching side by side, or stand on something a little unstable, like a folded towel. Changing your base of support forces your muscles, joints, and balance sensors to adapt, the exact systems that protect you from falls later in life. Step 3. Add gentle movement while you balance. Turn your head slowly side to side. Raise your arms. Shift your weight slightly back and forth. This trains your body to stay stable even while it's moving or reacting, which is exactly what happens in real life. Step 4. Challenge your brain at the same time. While you're balancing, try counting backward or naming animals out loud. This builds your ability to stay focused and stable while doing 2 things at once, which is the kind of control that actually prevents falls in everyday situations. Do this for 10 to 15 minutes, 3 times a week. Most people notice real improvement within a few weeks, and with consistency, significant progress by around 12 weeks. Test number 2, the 30-second sit-to-stand test. This test predicts something huge, whether you'll stay independent as you age or start needing help with basic daily tasks. The moment you can't rise out of a chair without using your hands, independence starts slipping away. This is one of the clearest measures of real-world strength that we have. Here's how to do it. Sit toward the front of a sturdy chair, feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Cross your arms over your chest. Now stand up completely, then sit back down. Repeat this as many times as you can in 30 seconds, going as fast as you safely can, and count your total. Here's what the research says you should be aiming for. Men in their early 50s should be hitting around 19 reps, women around 15. By the late 50s, that drops slightly to about 18 for men and 15 for women. In your 60s, strong performance looks like 17 for men and 14 for women. Through your 70s, aim for around 14 for men and 11 for women. And past 80, maintaining 10 reps for men or 8 for women is an excellent sign that you're staying strong and mobile. If you're below those numbers, it's an early signal that your body is losing power, and this is often one of the very first signs of physical decline. Here's how to build it back up. First, regular chair squats. Just like the test, sit down and stand up slowly without using your hands. Focus on control, not speed. This rebuilds the quads, glutes, and hips that keep you mobile. Second, seated knee extensions. Sit tall, straighten one leg, hold for a few seconds, then switch sides. This isolates the quad muscles that drive you upward when you stand. Third, mini step-ups. Using the lowest stair, hold the rail if you need to, then step up and back down. This builds coordination and functional strength for daily movement. Fourth, seated glute squeezes. Simply tighten your glutes for 5 seconds, then release. This strengthens the stabilizers that protect your hips and lower back. 10 minutes, 3 days a week, and most people see improvement within a month. Test number 3, the sit-rise test. This might be the clearest window into your long-term health that exists, because it doesn't just measure strength or flexibility, it measures how well your entire body works together as one system. This comes from a massive 12-year study of more than 4,000 adults. The researchers found that people who scored the lowest were up to 6 times more likely to die early from natural or cardiovascular causes. And here's the part that really stands out. Every single point higher on a 10-point scale lowered risk by roughly 20 to 25%. Here's how to do it. Stand tall on a flat surface without holding on to anything. Lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Crossing your legs is fine. Then stand back up the exact same way you went down. You start with 10 points. Subtract 1 full point every time you use a hand, a knee, or an arm for support. Subtract half a point if your movement is wobbly or unstable. A total score of 8 or higher means your body is aging well. Below 8, risk starts climbing sharply. And a score of 4 or below is linked to a dramatically higher risk of early death because it signals your body is spending far more effort just to perform basic movement. And when that happens, every other system starts paying the price. If your score came back low, don't panic. Here's how to improve it. First, half get-ups. Lower halfway to the floor, then rise back up using one hand for balance. This builds strength and confidence through a fuller range of motion. Second, cross-legged sit-to-stands. Sit cross-legged on a cushion, a mat, or the carpet, and practice standing up and lowering back down, using less support each time. Third, deep squat holds. Drop into a deep squat and hold for 10 to 20 seconds. This opens up the hips and ankles and improves both flexibility and balance. Fourth, seated twists. Sit tall and gently twist side to side. This keeps your spine mobile and improves rotational control. Just a few minutes a day, and most people notice smoother movement and less stiffness within a couple of weeks. Test number 4. The push-up test. This one might be the most surprising because it reveals how healthy your heart really is without ever setting foot in a doctor's office. There was a Harvard study that followed more than 1,100 men for a full decade. The results were staggering. Men who could do 40 push-ups or more had a 96% lower risk of heart disease compared to men who could barely manage 10. and even small improvements mattered. For roughly every 10 extra push-ups, the risk of heart problems dropped another 15 to 20%. Here's why. Every push-up acts like a mini stress test for your heart. Each rep forces it to pump harder, push blood faster, and adapt under pressure, and that's exactly the kind of training that keeps your arteries flexible, your circulation strong, and your heart functioning like it's decades younger. Here's how to test yourself. Start in a plank position, hands under your shoulders, body in a straight line, no hips sagging or piking up. Lower until your chest is nearly touching the floor, then push back up. Keep a steady pace, about 1 push-up per second, and stop the moment your form breaks down. If you're a man over 50, hitting 15 to 20 clean push-ups is a strong indicator that your heart is in good shape. For women, aim for 10 to 15 modified push-ups, done from the knees, or in an inclined position off a bench or a set of stairs, keeping your body in a straight line. If you're below those ranges, it's a sign your cardiovascular endurance needs some attention. If a standard push-up isn't accessible yet, here's how to build up safely. Start with wall push-ups. Face a wall, hands at chest height, step back slightly, and lower your chest toward the wall, then push back out. Once that feels easy, move to countertop or stair push-ups, keeping a straight line from your head to your heels. From there, progress to knee push-ups. Core tight, hands under your shoulders, body straight, and push up from the floor. This gradual progression bridges the gap to full push-ups. Do this 3 times a week, and most people raise their push-up count by 30 to 50% in as little as a month. And now, test number 5, the one I said we'd save for last, because it might be the most important of all. The grip strength test. Your grip might be the simplest and most accurate predictor of how long you'll live that science has found. In one of the largest health studies ever conducted, researchers tracked over 140,000 adults across 17 countries for almost a decade. The results were unmistakable. For every 5-kilogram drop in grip strength, the risk of early death rose by 16%. Heart disease risk rose by 17%, and stroke risk rose by 9%. That's a stronger correlation than researchers found with blood pressure. Why is grip strength so revealing? Because it isn't just about your hands. It's a reflection of your body's total vitality, your muscle mass, your nervous system, your metabolism, and even your heart health. When grip strength weakens, it's usually a sign the whole body is weakening with it. There are a few ways to test this. If you have a hand dynamometer, hold it at your side, squeeze as hard as you can for 3 seconds, and record your best of 3 attempts. Men in their 50s should be scoring around 85 to 90 pounds of force, women around 55 to 60. Most people don't have that device at home, so here's a simple alternative. Grab something heavy, a full grocery bag, a water jug, or a suitcase. Hold it at your side for as long as you can without setting it down. If your grip gives out before 30 seconds, that's a sign your grip endurance, and likely your overall muscle health, needs some work. A third option is the dead hang. Find a sturdy pull-up bar or overhead beam. Grip it with both hands and let your body hang, keeping your toes lightly on the ground if you need partial support. If you can't hold on for 30 seconds, your grip endurance needs attention. If any of these were a struggle, here's how to improve. First, farmer's carries. Hold something heavy in each hand, groceries, dumbbells, or jugs, and walk 20 to 30 steps while standing tall. Rest, then repeat 3 times. This builds grip, posture, and total body strength together. Second, the towel hold. Loop a towel around a sturdy railing or bar, hold one end in each hand, step back until it's tight, lean away slightly, and hold your body weight using just your grip for 10 to 15 seconds. Third, squeeze and release. Use a stress ball or a rolled-up towel. Squeeze hard for 5 seconds, relax for 5, and repeat 15 to 20 times per hand. Most people start feeling a stronger, more controlled grip within a few weeks, with measurable improvement by around the 6-week mark. And if you want a balanced approach, try working the opposite direction too, extending your fingers against a rubber band for a couple of minutes while you're relaxing, to build strength on both sides of the hand and forearm. 5 simple tests: balance, sit to stand strength, the sit-rise score, push-up capacity, and grip strength. Each one takes less than a minute, and together, they tell you more about your long-term health and lifespan than most routine checkups ever will. But before you jump into any new routine to chase a better score, there's one more thing you need to know. After 50, not every exercise helps you. Some can actually speed up the aging process. Millions of people are doing movements they believe are keeping them fit, when in reality, those movements are grinding down their joints, compressing their spine, and wearing their body out faster. So take these 5 tests, start working on the areas where you're weak, and in the next video, I'll walk you through the exercises you should be avoiding after 50, and exactly what to do instead, so you can stay strong, stay mobile, and stay pain-free for decades to come. Before you go, think about which of these 5 tests was hardest for you. Was it the balance test, the sit-to-stand, the sit-rise, the push-ups, or the grip? Whichever one it was, that's exactly where your body is asking for attention first. You don't need to fix everything at once. Just pick that one weak point, spend the next few weeks working on it consistently, and then retest yourself. Small, steady changes in these 5 areas add up to something much bigger than fitness. They add up to more independent years, more energy, and more time doing the things that actually matter to you. If this was helpful, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next video, where we'll cover the 7 exercises people over 50 should stop doing immediately, and what to replace them with instead. I'll see you in the next one.